That's kind of crazy when somebody is using your social, right? I mean, they can do a lot of stuff with it. They could really damage your reputation, your life too. I mean, you just never know. So, how do you know if someone is using your social? I'm going to explain to you everything into this conversation. So, here are some facts to know. When you think about somebody using your social, this kind of goes back to the whole idea of identity theft, and which really means that somebody's using your social, your identity, or your name, or what have you, even though you have not given them express authorization. Okay, so while names are still the most exposed credentials in data breaches, social security numbers come in second. So your social gives a direct line of sight to your identity, finances, and credit records. I want to insist on that. This trifecta is very important. You are basically given access to your identity, finances, and credit records if somebody's using your social. Okay, and this makes it an ideal target for scammers. And the thing is that it's not just about in the short run. I mean, if you were to just have a problem for 3 months and that's it, okay. But when you have identity theft, especially when somebody's using your social, this could go on for years. I mean, we've seen cases where you have folks who got their identity, especially their social, stolen 25 years ago, 40 years ago, until the person died. And that's when the government actually realized that, hey, listen, there's a problem here. So you do not want to have that happen to you this year, okay? So if criminals manage to compromise your social security number, they could really open bank accounts, obtain credit cards, access medical care, and claim tax returns. And worst of all, thieves can commit crimes in your name and rack up debts, and that's really, really crazy. I mean, that's what I meant when I said you can have long-term consequences, long-term big consequences. Because the bottom line is you are, in the end, going to damage your standing with banks, credit unions, as well as credit reporting agencies such as TransUnion, Equifax, and TransUnion. Okay, so this is important to really understand. Like I'm really giving you the foundation of social security number sort of misuse. Somebody using your social and to actually do a lot of stuff. Okay. Now let me give you the top hacks you need to really think about this year. How do you know if someone is using your social security number? The first thing you want to do is you want to check your credit reports for fraudulent loans and accounts. Loans, lines of credits, credit cards, other accounts. Okay, so you want to really, really dig deep. You want to pay attention to a few things. And what I want you to do is to really come through your credit reports. You want to go line by line, line by line. I want to insist on that, line by line, and make sure that you recognize every transaction happening on your credit report. Okay, so identity thieves are almost always financially motivated, and they may use your social to take out loans, lines of credits, or open new accounts in your name. So you want to order your credit reports. So there is luckily, and thank God, there is a website called annualcreditreport.com that entitles, and this is Congress actually that mandates this website to give you a free credit report every single year. So that's kind of cool because all Americans are entitled to receive free credit reports from each of the three credit bureaus every single year. So you can order yours by visiting the website I just gave you. Okay, that's number one. Next, you want to verify your personal information. So scammers may edit profile details. So what you want to do is you want to check to ensure that sensitive information is correct. And what I mean by sensitive information here, I'm talking about your name, first name, last name, your address, your social security number, and also your employment information. That's sensitive. Your employment information, your job data is sensitive because that's how you generate income. That's how you make money. That's how you pay taxes, among other things. You also want to examine accounts and payment histories. I'm still telling you what you have to do once you have your credit reports, okay? So if your personally identifiable information was used to take on new credit or open a loan, credit reporting agencies will make a record of it, possibly actually adjusting your credit score as a result. So you want to look for errors or unfamiliar transactions, and you want to dispute these entries immediately with a respective credit reporting agency. The second thing you want to do, if you want to find out if somebody is using your social security number, is to review your earnings in your social security statements. Okay, and this is actually a really fast way to get things to verify things. Why? Because a scammer can use your stolen social security number to get a job or claim unemployment benefits in your name, without you knowing anything. Okay, and if this happens, any illegal income will appear on your social security statements. That's for sure, because everything is centralized nowadays. So what you want to do is you want to order your social security statement, and so the easiest way to do this is to create an account at ssa.gov/my account. So that allows you to actually view your statement online. And what you're gonna love is that the SSA is actually pretty granular, pretty detailed, pretty thorough in the kind of data it gives you. So that's kind of cool. So that's one. You can actually view your statement online, or you can print, complete, and send Form SSA 7004 to submit your request by mail. However, be aware that receiving your information this way can take somewhere from 4 to 6 weeks. So be patient. It's all about being patient. The third thing you want to do is you want to review your statement for inaccuracies, because when you think about your Social Security statements, you're going to have a pretty granular report. So all reported earnings, benefits, and taxes should match expectations depending on your job and income sources, right? And that's really important. And one thing you want to do also is that when you, I'm just showing you on the screen here. Here is how Form SSA 7004 looks like. So you can just look at it. It's a pretty straightforward form. Okay, you can actually just ask the government to give you some updates. And the last thing you want to do is that you want to also contact the SSA, the Social Security Administration, to report potential fraud. So that's if you spot any inaccuracies or suspicious activity. So you want to contact the SSA at the 1-800-772-1213. Now, the number again is 1-800-772-1213. Next, you want to look for unexpected changes and also, unexpected charges, but also changes to your bank account statements. That's also another area where you can really spot things real fast, okay? The thing is that thieves often try making small transactions with stolen accounts details before draining their victims' savings or even attempting larger purchases. Now, what you want to do is you want to gather your statements. That's the first thing you want to do. You want to review all linked accounts. Also, this is important. And you want to request more information from your bank or vendor, or even your credit union for that matter. Okay, it's all about having a conversation with the institution. So when I speak about gathering your documents, here you have to be very, very granular, very detailed, very thorough. Okay, what do you do here? Well, you want to order paper statements from each financial institution to cross-reference spending against digital records in your mobile banking apps. But remember to consider delays with mail delivery, because this will happen. It is what it is. And it's very best to review your paper statements as soon as they arrive, so that you can really you can be a little fast on that front. Also, you want to review all linked accounts. So sometimes you can miss fraudulent activity on a sub account because you have the primary account, but also you have the secondary account. So what you want to do is you want to review all transactions across your checking, savings, and credit accounts. So what I'm trying to say here is what I'm trying to tell you to have a holistic review, a comprehensive review. And what you want to do also is that you want to really start a conversation with your bank, credit union, or vendor. If you find, let's say, if you find unfamiliar purchases, or let's say direct debits on your bank statements, you want to request more information from merchants. And if you can't get assistance at the source, contact your bank. You want to contact your bank because that's going to show you that, hey, listen, I'm really seeing something fishy on my account, and I do not understand what's really happening here. And that way you can really have a clear idea of what's really happening. And this is critical, by the way. If you want to know if someone is using your social security number, You also want to watch incoming mail, especially credit card offers or unexpected statements. Let's say a statement from a company you have never heard of, or you didn't contact in the first place, or that you know that you have no relationship with, right? Because you probably know the company you're dealing with, you know the vendors you're dealing with. So if you see anything fishy, you know it's fishy. So while experienced thieves may attempt to change your address to cover the tracks, many warning signs of a social security number theft can appear in your mailbox. So you want to look for unfamiliar bills. You want to be aware of credit offers. Okay. So when I speak about unfamiliar bills, what do I mean by that? Well, one thing for sure. I mean, a clear sign indicating that you are the victim of fraud is actually receiving a bill or a statement from a financial institution or debt collection agency. Think about it. So if you receive strange bills in your name or someone else's, call the companies involved to investigate. And again, make sure that you speak to someone. And the person you speak to, make sure you get the first name and last name. Because if this thing goes a little further, you might have to reference those names like during a further process, during a further process. And when I talk about being aware of credit offers here, I'm just talking about all kinds of credit offers. Okay, this is not just credit cards, but you also looking at loans. You're looking at like all kinds of financial obligations, loans, lines of credit, credit cards, credit card offers. But you also have equipment financing, like on the individual side, but also on the business side, because you can actually like the credit offers don't have to be just for you individually. It could be for a company, for a hypothetical company that you have never heard of. Okay, this is actually and this happens a lot. So if you receive, let's say, pre-screened offers for accounts you don't recognize, or in your child's name, that's even worse. In your child's name, you want to contact the financial institution in question right away. Don't wait. Don't wait tomorrow. Don't wait 2 days from now. Don't wait. No. Do it right away, especially if you have already opted out of receiving these offers at the optoutprescreen.com. Okay, very important to think about it that way. Next, you want to follow up on notices from government agencies such as the IRS. So to really know if someone is using your social security number, the IRS is a big indicator. The IRS notification. Why? Because the IRS actually works primarily from your social. They're not going to contact you with your first name, last name. No, they go with your social. That's how they know if you are complying with your tax obligations as a citizen. So the thing is that you have to be really careful here and really look at things more carefully. So the thing is that any untoward activity related to your taxes, basically either taxes or employment benefits or even healthcare, should be really taken seriously. You want to really pay attention to anything that revolves around your fiscal obligations or benefits. Okay, healthcare is an important one too. And when I speak about I'm speaking about your family members as well. So your children and so on and so forth. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to respond immediately to tax return issues. And you also want to examine your Medicare history. Okay. And so when I speak about responding immediately to tax return issues, that's the biggie, because if the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, flags a tax refund in your name as suspicious, the Bureau will contact you. And you know that they have done their due diligence before contacting you, because they do not contact citizens or taxpayers out of the blue. They have done research beforehand. Okay. And similarly, if you believe someone is using your social security number to claim taxes or benefits, you want to report the fraud to the IRS at 1-800-908-4490, or you can visit the IRS online. Again, the number is 1-800-908-4490. The other thing you want to do is you want to examine your Medicare history. And what I mean here is that you want to really be more granular. So identity thieves can use a stolen social security number to siphon medical treatment or access prescriptions. So you can review claims on your Medicare account online or by calling 1-800-MEDICARE. So that's 1-800-633-4227. And if you find evidence of fraud on your Medicare account, you want to submit a complaint to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office of Inspector General. That's actually the office that handles all those cases of fraud. One thing you want to do is you want to be careful as to how often you contact them, because you want to really do your own research to really understand what's really happening before you contact the authorities. Very critical, especially if you want them to process your complaints real fast. If you want to know if someone is using your social security number, you want to use a dark web scanning service to alert you of data breaches. I mean, data breaches happens all the time, and this is the life we live in, unfortunately. So stuff happens. So what you want to do here is that basically the dark web is a haven for identity thieves, unfortunately. And so you have identity thieves, hackers, and scammers. They actually go on there. They go in there to buy and sell stolen personal data, including credit card details, birth certificates, and social security numbers. So although you can't wipe your information from the dark web, knowing if your sensitive data is exposed can give you a chance to preempt attempted scams or fraud. I mean, you have some kind of control here. So what you want to do is you want to check your risk of data exposure for free. So free tools are limited, which is not really ideal when your finances are at risk. However, for a quick check, you can use sites like havebeenpwned.com to scan and check if your email address has been compromised in recent data breaches. You can also get comprehensive coverage with a premium service. Okay, so you have things like dark web, public records, and online sites for your personal data. Let me give you a smart tips before I close to this conversation. So what you want to do is, if you want to stop someone from using your social, you want to freeze your credit with all three bureaus. This is a very important one to think about, okay? You also want to file an official identity theft report with the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC is kind of responsible for investigating fraud in the United States, and you can file a report at identitytheft.gov to provide evidence and start the investigation. And the FTC will provide you with a report and fraud recovery plan. You also want to contact law enforcement, local law enforcement. While there is no guarantee that you'll get your money back, filing a police report can help authorities track the criminals and protect others from falling victim. So bring your FTC report and supporting evidence to assist the fraud department at your local police station. Also, when you want to claim your My Social Security account online. So the Social Security Administration website offers a key feature called My Social Security Account. So you want to set up this profile yourself before someone else creates one in your name. You also want to self-lock your Social Security number online, sign up for an IRS identity protection PIN, and you also want to submit a Social Security fraud report, okay? That way you have a clear idea how bad the damage is. Also, another thing I want you to really pay attention to is to actually question why someone would request your Social Security number. I mean, the official advice from the SSA is to be careful about sharing your Social Security number. So if anyone asks for it, you should find out why they need it, how it will be used, and what will happen if you refuse. Also, remember to keep your physical Social Security card somewhere secure, like in a locked safe, but not in your wallet or purse. Okay, you never know. Okay, but one thing for sure, if you follow the proper procedure, if you do things properly, you are going to be protected. That's for sure. Okay, and one of the best ways to know if your social has been misused and get support while navigating fraud is to actually sign up for an identity theft protection solution that basically monitors your SSN and other personal information for signs of fraud. Okay, so that's what you want, and you want to have like a dark web monitoring. You want to have a real-time fraud alerts. You want to have identity theft protection. You also want to have, let's say, identity theft insurance. Should something happen, at least you know you're covered, right? You got to have that sort of protection right away. So here's the epilogue I want to share with you. In today's conversation, I'll talk to you about how to know if someone is using your Social Security number. I gave you the facts to know, the top hacks, the smart tips, and now the epilogue. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.